Today I'm going to be doing a special request. I had a friend come to me and ask me to make a little, it's called a boa towel. I had a friend come to me and ask me to make a little, it's called a boa towel. She said that her husband is always using her towels and draping around his neck, and she doesn't like it how it just hangs there and stuff. And so she asked me to get some Chiefs fabric. This is not a brand name Chiefs fabric, but it has, it's like it's upside down. So this is a directional fabric, but it has like little things like KC, Missouri, #1, world champs, back to back. I'm going to be using this today, and I'm going to be showing you how to make, you can call it a scarf towel, a neck towel, a boa towel, whatever you want to call it. But so I'm going to show you step by step on how to create your own. Okay, so the first thing I did was found a matching towel, and now I'm going to go ahead and just cut the tag off. We're going to fold our towel lengthwise, and we're going to press it. Then we're going to take our scissors and we're going to cut it right up the center. This is to separate the towel in half. So you'll have two, one for each side of your boa. And with the back side facing up, and you can tell it's where the tag used to be, we're going to fold it in half and press it. And then we're going to take both sides and fold it towards the center. Give it a good press. Then we're going to fold it back on each side. And then we're going to fold it towards the center. And now we'll either pin it or clip it, whichever you have, right here, so it'll stay together. And we'll do the same on the other side of the towel. Okay, now I'm going to take my fabric and I'm going to give it a quick iron, make sure all the wrinkles are out. So now that we have this folded, we're going to take our ruler, we're going to measure and multiply by 2. So I have 4 inches, so I'm going to multiply by 2, and that's going to be 8. And then we're going to add an inch on, and that is going to give us a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So our width is going to be 9 inches. The length of the fabric is really going to depend up to you of how long you want it, but we are going to take just the length of a normal piece of fabric, which is between 42 and 44 inches. So we're going to go ahead and cut our fabric around 44 inches. So because I am using directional fabric, so if you have a fabric that it doesn't matter which direction you're cutting it, you will cut it right along from selvage to selvage, and you'll cut your width, whether after you measure your towels. So for me, because I have directional fabric, I will be cutting it the other direction. And I will need 2 pieces. You will need 2 pieces also. Once you cut your fabric, you will fold it in half and find the center and then cut it so that you can have one direction going this way and one going this direction this way. So, well, I guess if you don't have directional fabric, you won't have to do that. But for me, because I have directional, I want it to be facing the right way. So I have my ruler and my rotary cutter. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut off the selvage first. And then I'm going to cut my 9 inches. And again, because I have a shorter piece of fabric, I'm cutting 2 that I'll be sewing together. If you buy one that is 40 inches long, you only have to make one cut if you're doing directional, or if you are using a non-directional fabric, then you can just cut it the length of your fabric. Okay, so now when we do it, you can see you put the words so that they're going downwards, okay? And then we'll be able to put the towel at the bottom of it. Okay, so if you were able to get a piece of fabric that was 44 inches long, then you cut it in half, and then you're going to take the two pieces right side together, and we're going to make sure that the words are both facing down, or the pictures. I'm just going to pin them, and I'm going to show you what this is going to look like. Okay, so now you can see that the words are going to go both ways. So when they drape down, then you'll be able to see the words or the image right side up as they come around. It's always good to check before you sew so that you don't have to unstitch it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to sew these two pieces together. So now we're going to take our fabric and we're going to press open the seam. And then we're going to turn it right side open. And then we're going to fold it in towards itself. We'll just put some pins in. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take our fabric and fold it down about 1/2 inch. And we're going to press it really, really well. If you want to turn on your steam, you can do that. You want to get a really good crease. We're going to do both ends. And then we're going to take our right sides and put them together. And we're going to pin it all the way down. I'll make sure that it matches right here at the top. And that your sides are all lined up and matched. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to sew about 1/2 inch all the way down. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our boa and we're going to reverse it. We're going to take the inside and we're going to push it out. So what I'm doing is I'm reaching down inside and I'm pulling it out. It makes it easier. When you have something that's really, really long, it makes it easier to do that if your hand reaches inside. So now we're taking our towel and laying it on top to see how our measurements went, to see if it looks about right. And well, look at that. Looks like we did pretty good with our measurements. So now we're going to go ahead and take our towel. I'm going to take our little pins out and I'm just going to slide it in about 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to put my pins back in. So, and already I've forgot what to do. So we have the seam facing up, so that seam, the fold needs to be pointing the same way that your seam is, okay? So you've got your line of your seam and then you've got your line of your fold, so that they should both be on the same side, okay? And because we pressed it on the edge, it's going to have a really nice finish right along the edge. And we're going to do that to both sides. so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sew it right along the edge, and then we're going to turn and we're going to go back so that there will be 2 lines to make sure it's securely inside. So because we're doing a really thick fabric and towel, I decided to put in my heavyweight needle. So it's actually it's a Singer, and it's the 100/16 heavyweight needle. Give it a little tug to get going. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it around. Just put my foot right on next to that line and use it as my guide to get a straight line. Okay, so there we have our first side. So we want to check and make sure our towel is still folded the way we want it to be. Mine's coming out a little bit, so I'm just going to fold it back up in there before I sew. Okay, I'm actually going to flip it around to the front because I want to see how it looks on the front. Okay guys, so we are done. Look at this, we have finished it. So now if you have an embroidery machine, you could embroider the person's name on the towel. You could I'm going to embroider KC on one of the towels, and then I'm going to embroider my friend's husband's name on the other side. And then, so for mine, I did it extra tall. He's 6'4", and so it won't fit properly on me, but on him, I'm sure it'll be just perfect. So it'd be something like this. For me, I would do the shorter with the 40 inches, and it would probably end about, about right here for me. So anyway, so this has been a fun little gift that you can give for birthdays or Christmas or anything for people. So thanks again for joining me this week, and if you enjoyed what you watched, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next video.